This video is for adult collectors. Hi everyone, this is a video review of the Transformers War for Cybertron trilogy, Generation Selects, G2, Megatron. So getting the video out of the way, I'm going to show you what the box is like. It's in this special brown shipper box. As you can see, I got this for $45. I got this from a buddy named Rob Perez at the Frankenson Collectibles Warehouse in the City of Industry, Los Angeles, California. As you can see, there's this nice plastic tray inside. This was back when Hasbro released, around the time Hasbro still made these, which was the first 2 years of the War for Cybertron trilogy. Now take a look at the figure itself. Here it is. If this accessory on the right looks familiar to you, that's because this is a repaint of the Earthrise Megatron. You'll see shortly why they used the Earthrise Megatron instead of the original War for Cybertron Siege Megatron. First, I'm going to go over how he looks. G2 camouflage all over Megatron. It had this green and purple color in the comic and on the original toy, but doesn't have what's still designed to look more like G1 Megatron, because that's the design Hasbro painted this over. So I like it. You don't have the front of the tank for the chest anymore protruding outward, but you got the nice green traditional tank color all over him, and you got the gun on his arm. And of course, it's got different head sculpt from the War for Cybertron Siege Megatron. I like it. It's a more neutral looking face, because Megatron was more neutral in G1, not so much an angry face like we got in the original War for Cybertron Siege Megatron face. Yeah, so really dig the color scheme. Really like the Earthrise design as well. I know some people don't like the Earthrise as much as Siege, but we don't really get we didn't really have a sword in G2. Also, the spear thing gives you the option for a second gun. It looks like a tank turret. Things about the Siege design, like these buttons on the chest here, as well as this silver grill alongside them. Like the knee pad. Like how the knee pads stick out here with the orange. I like how these things protrude from the shoulders as a homage to the stopper from G1 Megatron when he's in gun mode. Yeah, so all in all, very good looking figure. Nice looking G1 design with the G2 camouflage on top. Let's go over the articulation. So elbow can bend a bit more than 90. Can rotate above the elbow. Got shoulder articulation in the arm, which is really good. Head's on a ball joint. Down, left and right. Hip rotation here. Let's go up and out. Bend degrees at the knee. You got ankle pivot here. It's much more, and I like how it doesn't actually lock up like the minor Megatron I reviewed before. So now, let's get this Yeah, so all in all, generation posability is up to generation standards. So this guy transformed. It's similar to the minor Megatron, of course. So there are some noticeable differences you'll see. First, we'll just get this part out up here, because that will allow us to bring the arms to the back. And then we want these tabs to go into this slot here. Then you want to flip the hip around. So take these out. Gonna tab these in. As you can see, unlike the minor Megatron, these treads actually link together. So that's why they went with this over the Earthrise design. I think try to keep this thigh piece flush. Here, forgot to mention he had thigh swivel too, but you should keep this thigh piece, thigh swivel flush in vehicle mode. Hold on. I learned how to transform this by watching Prime versus Prime's video. Believe it or not, this piece that bends backwards here goes facing the front. You want to stick this piece back here. This helps form a more complete tank mode. Also remember at the time the Earthrise was released, he came with a piece of a map of the Transformers War for Cybertron universe. That's the main reason to buy it. But it also had a more accurate, more realistic looking tank mode, which I think many people overlooked until before this figure came out. And you want to get this piece up. I don't think it goes back, so get this piece in here. And yeah, here's Megatron in his tank mode. Looks very awesome. Definitely more accurate to how he looked in G2, because he was always meant to turn into a tank. Yeah, the tank parts showing in robot mode, of course, like the turret on the shoulder and the front of the tank as his chest. Since it's meant to, Earthrise, Megatron is meant to turn into a realistic looking tank. This alt mode is pretty much dead on to how G2 Megatron looked in his alt mode. You can see this nice G2 Megatron Decepticon faction logo on the side. I like how these bits are orange here, as well as these orange dots. Really nice. And all the gore. And since it's Megatron as a tank in the traditional military, green camouflage, tank colors. He looks very great in alt mode this time. So for movement, you got these wheels on the bottom. So I'll get him transformed back. What we'll do is get this piece out. Yeah. So overall, I think this is very awesome figure if you can find them for a price you like I have. He was like almost $30 on release. This came out 4 or 5 years ago. Wait, about 4 years ago. That was during Earthrise. I think it was Siege. That was 5 years ago. Anyways, let's get this out. Yeah, so all in all, good articulation, looks great in both modes. Color's very dead on to how G2 Megatron looked. Like the accessories with the fusion cannon and the spear with the tank turret on the other end. And how even the inaccuracy to G1, I don't mind, because I didn't really much like how he just had the front of the tank sticking out of his chest in robot mode. And does I like the G2 color scheme, how we looked in both modes? Yeah, it's too bad I don't remember stuff like that so well. Get this on the arm. The other fusion cannon on the other side. Right, and just for a size comparison, here's how he looks next to VNR Optimus Prime. Whoops. Need to get the thing on him. Let's see. Now, this isn't exactly how Prime and Megatron looked in the G2 comic, which I read. It's really more a homage to the color schemes they had in the G2 comic, and also the vehicles they transformed into. Because Prime, for most of the G2 comic, just looked like his G1 self with that trailer with the guns. Also in the comic, he actually had a gun sticking out of his arm after he was rebuilt by the Swarm. And also this part of his leg was protruding outward. But I dig it. Still looks very much like how he was in the comic, even though he's not exactly like one version or the other. Same with Megatron. Please like this video, and if you do, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's it for my review. Bye.